With the new season of cruise missions, we are getting a chance to get Junyou META. Hello and welcome. This is Neldrin, and today, let's discuss the newly added ship to the META faction. But before that, if you have not subscribed yet, here's the sign you are waiting for, to hit the subscribe button. Junyou META is obtainable for the free version of Cruise Mission. You need to complete tasks and accumulate points to get her. If she's your first META ship, the duplicate copies are required for her somatic activation, or most commonly known as limit breaking to most of the ships. You need to collect these duplicate copies, else she will not be completed and will not get the upgrades for her rigging fortifications or enhancements. The required materials can be obtained via the seasonal cruise missions. They are also found in the Allied Ports Exchange Shop and the Operation Siren. These can also be obtained in synchronization rewards. Her skills are unlockable in the Tactical Research tab, requiring 5 T3 skill books of their respective color. To level it up faster, you need to use her in Operation Siren. And keep in mind the daily limit for the skill points that she can earn. I'll discuss the details of each skill later on. Junyou META is an elite rarity, light carrier. Similar to other META ships, her visual design is the edgier version of herself. I actually like her visual design. The badass pose plus the flaming sword she wields with the Oni beside her works perfectly well. Of course, my favorite is drawn into perfection. I like her inclusion in the game because it fixes one of the major issues of Junyou META that I mentioned in my past video, where one of her skills is useless because the requirement is obtainable at later stages. Her stats and skill are relatively close to her sister. Her stats are competitive if you compare it to the other light carriers and of the same rarity. This makes her a decent ship for earlier stages. Her red skill launches an additional airstrike every 20 seconds. Unlike her sister, there are no additional slashes. I'm hoping that at level 10, this will get an upgrade similar to other barraging skills. Her yellow skill is a carbon copy from her sister. This works on either Junyou or Junyou META. The said skill stack additively to her blue skill. Her blue skill effect is dependent on her equipment. If you equip at least one Sakura Empire aircraft, she will gain additional aviation. Otherwise, she will have additional AA and evasion by $2. Yes, I'm not making this up. I highly suggest slotting a Sakura Empire plane to her, because you will get more value in aviation, rather than the other two. Because you don't really need AA and evasion at early stages. And she will struggle at later stages, even with the defensive buffs. Her Ashen Might will be unlocked once you upgrade her somatic activation. This will have increased damage to the humanoid Siren fleet and boss fleet. Prioritize leveling her red skill, since this is her main offensive skill. Level up her blue skill next because it provides more aviation buffs, regardless if you will sortie her with Junyou or not. Level up her yellow skill for last, since its usage is highly dependent on having Junyou on the fleet. For her gears, I suggest the following. Try to avoid using Repu on her fighter slot. In case that you can't slot Sakura Empire plane, on her torpedo or dive bomber, use the Kawanishi instead. The Repu has bad anti-air, and she doesn't need any speed adjusting plane anyway. As you might observe, I'm not slotting the best in slot planes here, because I think it is a waste. Use them on stronger ships instead. As expected from an elite META ship, her stats are good for early stages. But her overall performance will come short for later stages, such as Abyss Boss and Strongholds in OPSI. And stages 12 onwards with lethal threat level. Her additional airstrike plus strong synergy with Junyou META gives an advantage at early to mid levels. However, given that her upgrades have certain limitations, it is difficult to bring her to full power immediately. And by the time you reach it, you'll most likely have a better ship to replace her. One final nitpick is her lack of barrage compared to other meta ships, which makes her worse than Junyou META. But at least, her visual design is top tier. Badass. I hope that this guide gave you the needed information for Junyou META. If I missed something or there is something you disagree about, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe and share this video to support my channel. You guys are awesome, and see you next time.